Good morning, students. Students, I Anil Kumar Swain welcome you to the Gyan Jyoti online classes. Students, today we'll study chapter number 5 of the civics section, and the name of the chapter is Panchayati Raj. Students, it has been decided that by our school authorities that we'll complete the whole course and will deduct or cut 30% of the course. That means among all the 27 to 28 chapters are there, I think, from all of the 3 sections, 8 chapters I have deducted. The total number of 8 chapters have been deducted, and students, today we will study a new chapter. Not we will do the question and answers. What we were doing before the previous days. Okay, so we will not do the question and answers. We will just complete the course. I think it will be completed in the month of July, and then in the month of August we will start the question and answers. Okay, so in this series we will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 5 of civics, Panchayati Raj. Students, what do you mean by Panchayati Raj? As I have told you that we have already studied that in India, a democratic form of government is running in our country. So what is Panchayati Raj? Is it also one type of government? I can say it is a local self-government. Friends, remember the word local self. Means it means, students, the government or the body which is needed to rule the rural areas of our country. Students, you know that a single person, that let us take an example of our Prime Minister. Okay, students, you know who is our Prime Minister? Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi. Only he can't look after the affairs, the issues, problems of the country. So therefore there are state government, there are authorities at the district level, block level, sub-divisional level, then in the village level to look after the problems of the people. Students, ultimately the main motto, the motive of the government is to look after the people, to look after the welfare of the people. Students, so Mahatma Gandhi once said that if in our country, India is a land of villages. If our villages will be developed, then our country will be developed. Then my idea of village Swaraj is that it is a complete republic, independent of its neighbors for its own vital wants. So this is a line, famous line said by Mahatma Gandhi. Students, you know Mahatma Gandhi is the father of the nation. Then students, more than 80% of India, let us come to the chapter, more than 80% of India's population dwells in villages. Yet it's true, most of the people are from villages. Therefore, it is once said that India lives in villages. That's a popular saying. Okay, students, then it was therefore thought necessary to take measures for their betterment. As I have told you that the Panchayati Raj system or the local self-government, there we need a government to look after the affairs of the village people. It was this idea of improving the conditions of the rural population that led to the establishment of Panchayati Raj or local government in rural areas. Students, I have written here local self-government or the local government in rural areas. In ancient India, the problems of the rural population used to settle by the panchayat. Students, you know what do you mean a panchayat? A group of 5 people. If you are from villages, you know every village have a panchayat. So there is a sarpanch also, who is the head of the panchayat. Panch means, students, 5, which consisted, the panchayat consisted of group of 5 elderly people. Whenever a problem arose in the village, the panchayat considered the problem and settled it. The panchayat used to look after tanks, ponds and lakes. So students, the panchayat or the local government of the village, they look after the different problems, issues of the people. It may be tanks, it may be ponds, it may be lakes, it may be rivers. Okay, so they were there to solve the problems of the common people or the village people. And the different types of wells constructed and at times opened new schools. They also opened new schools. Students, I told you that is the government at the village level. It collected taxes also. Tax, students, you know why taxes are given? Taxes are given for what the benefits we get from the government, and that we have to pay for. And from the tax money only government do the welfare activities in around us. It may be making roads, making ponds, making bridges, railway lines, bus stands, everything. It is the work of the government. It collected taxes and settled disputes with regard to property. Students, especially in villages, when most of the people are illiterate, they are not educated, they fight over a simple matter. They fight over property, then cattle, then marriage, and several different issues. However, this system declined with the passage of time due to the British rule, which discouraged it. Now, when the Britishers came, they discouraged this system. Students, you know the Britishers ruled over India for more than 200 years. So they discouraged it. The leaders of Free India were always aware of the utility of the panchayat. Yes, it's true. The leaders of our India, the social reformers, religious leaders, everybody, freedom fighters, they were knew what is the importance of panchayats. Then the makers of the constitution were keen on restoring and reviving the system. The makers of our constitution when India got independence. Okay, so they knew that what is the importance of panchayat. District level government authority or an officer can't visit every day to the panchayat and solve the problem. So they needed a government at the local level, the village level. Then students, the Balwant Rai Mehta committee. Students, the what type of committee? Why committees are being set? Balwant Rai the Balwant Rai Mehta committee, students. Students, usually government makes up some committees to study after, to look after that, what is the problem, then how it can be solved, how new things can be put into the government or governance, what type of different mechanisms can be put to solve different problems. So this Balwant Rai committee was set up to study the problems of reviving the village panchayat system. As a result, in 1950, a 3-tier level panchayat raj system was set up in rural areas. Students, in 1950, three-tier panchayat system was set up 1950. Okay, friends. Then, what was the 3-tier panchayat system? Now we will study about the structure of the panchayat raj. Students, what was the structure of the Panchayati Raj? The 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj are as follows. It has the Panchayat at the root or village level, and the second tier consists of the block samiti at the block level. Students, I have made a structure or the diagram of the 3-tier structure of the Panchayati Raj. Students, this is what I have written here. The 3-tier structure of the Panchayati Raj. So, what are they? I have made it with the help of a triangle here. Okay. So, students, at the lowest level, that is the Gram Panchayat level. So, how it performs? How it performs? Students, it means the Gram Panchayat is at the village level. Okay, from the ground level we will start. Then the Gram Panchayat is there at the village level. Then we will move to block level. It is the Panchayat Samiti. The body look after the different problems of the Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat, students, is the base of the Panchayati Raj system and works at the village level. But at the middle or block level, the Panchayat Samiti is there, situated. It is a number of Gram Panchayats under it. It is a link between the Gram Panchayat and the Zilla Parishad. Students, this is the mid part of the Panchayati Raj system. So, and at last, at the top level, apex level is the Zilla Parishad. That's situated at the top level and works at the district level. Then, students, one more thing is that the block level Panchayat Samiti works as the link between the district level and the village level. So the Jilla Parishad takes decision at the level of the Jilla or district and is also responsible for distributing money and grants at lower levels. Okay, students. Then we will study them in detail. That, students, the three tiers of the Panchayati Raj I have drawn here. Then it is the Panchayat at the root or village level. The second tier consists of block Samiti or the block level, and the third tier is constituted by the Jilla Parishad or district council. It is also known as the district council, which is at the top layer of the system. Students, it is also known as the Jilla Parishad is also known as, I have written as directly, district council. Simply, if we put at the lowest level of the Panchayati Raj system is the Gram Panchayat. At the base of the Gram Panchayat is a Gram Sabha. Students, what is a Gram Sabha? A group of Gram Panchayats form a block Samiti, and a group of block Samitis constitute a Jilla Parishad. Students, it is very clear. Look at, please listen once again. A group of Gram Panchayats. Students, a group of Gram Panchayats is the Gram Sabha. A group of Gram Panchayats form a block Samiti, and a group of block Samitis constitute a Jilla Parishad, which is at the district level. Students, then Panchayats have now been constituted in almost all the villages in India in accordance with an Act of Parliament passed in 1992. Students, what do you mean by Act? It is a rule. Act means rule. This Act has a provision for establishing Panchayats in almost all states. The number of the members of the Panchayat may vary from state to state. It also provides adequate representation to women and the scheduled caste. Students, nowadays, especially the people belonging to the lower caste, scheduled tribes, and the women in this generation are given more importance to take part in the Gram Panchayat or the administration level. In fact, the Panchayati Raj system has been exempted from operation in Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram because, students, this is a very important line. I will write here. Students, as we know that villages are present in every corner of our country. As we in the earlier part of the chapter, we have studied that 80% of the population of our country resides in villages. So, but there are some states in the northeastern part of our country which are exempted from the Panchayati Raj system. So, what were they and what is the reason? Students, a Panchayati Raj system has been exempted from operation in Meghalaya, Nagaland, and what are the different states? Mizoram. Students, Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram, they all are northeastern states. So why it was been exempted? Why it has been eliminated from the Panchayat Raj system? Students, there is a reason that I will study. The then Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, while introducing a bill in the Parliament, said there already exist institutions of self-governance akin to Panchayat Raj in these states, which must be preserved. Students, when the bill was being passed in the Parliament, the then Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi said that already there are some institutions in these three states, Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram, three northeastern states, which are already equivalent to Panchayat Raj system. So that should not be abolished, and no Panchayat Raj system should be introduced in that states. Therefore, in Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram, Panchayat Raj system does not exist. Now students, we'll study about Gram Sabha. Students, what is a Gram Sabha? Yeah, students, you know that most of you come from villages. You may have seen. So what is a Gram Sabha? Why different type of meetings are being held in the panchayats? Students, the Gram Sabha consists of all men and women of the village who have attained 18 years of age. Students, listen one more thing, that when the government has given us the power to vote after attaining the age of 18 years, now also, if you want to become the members of the Gram Sabha, you have to be more than 18 years. Students, you have not attained the age of 18 years, so you are not a part of it. All the women and women who have attained more than 18 years of age, they have the power to be a part of Gram Sabha. The size of the Gram Sabha varies from village to village. A Gram Sabha may be called the general body of the villages. However, the strength of a Gram Sabha can be anything between 100 and 1000 members. So, students, it depends from the size of the village, the population. It may be, it starts from 100 to 1000. Okay, students. Then we will study about the Gram Panchayat. Okay, Gram Panchayat is the next topic. Now, students, we will study about Gram Panchayat. Now, I have written here drawn a small diagram that the chronological order of the levels of Gram Panchayat. The Gram Sabha is headed by a Sarpanch, who is the president of the Gram Panchayat. Then Up Sarpanch means his deputy, Up Pradhan. They are also known as Up Pradhan, then ward members. Okay. Then students, your villages must have Sarpanch. Do you know who is the Sarpanch of your Gram Panchayat? The Gram Panchayat is a small committee consisting of between 7 to 30 members, depending on the area size of the village. They are elected by the members of the Gram Sabha for a term of 5 years. Students, the elections are being held mainly for a period of 5 years, usually. The Lok Sabha elections, it may be Vidhan Sabha elections, everything. Then, he presides over the meetings of the Panchayat. He calls the meetings of the Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. The Panchayat elects and Up Pradhan, his deputy or her deputy. Nowadays, students, the women population, or the ladies, the young ladies are also living their high paying jobs to become the Sarpanch of the village and to work for the betterment of the villages. Then, the Panchayat elects an Up Pradhan, who officiates as Sarpanch in the absence of Sarpanch and presides over its meeting. Students, it is necessary for the Panchayat to have at least one scheduled tribe, scheduled caste member. 1/3 of its members should be women. As I have told you, students, 1/3 of the members should be women. Students, we will study what are the functions and duties. Functions and duties. following are the functions and duties of the Gram Panchayat. So what are they? It constructs and reopens, sorry students, it's not the word. It constructs and repairs the roads and streets in the villages. Students, it is the primary work of the Gram Panchayat to repair the roads which are already worn off by heavy rains. Okay students, or they are already become very old. So their job is to construct them and repair them. Then the next one is it constructs and maintains wells, ponds and lakes in the villages. As I have told you, it constructs or repairs, or sometimes you have seen in your villages when it is totally dried up, they try to take out the mud from the lakes or ponds also to make it more deeper. It provides facilities for irrigation. Yes, it's true. They provide different facilities for irrigation for the agricultural purposes. Then friends, it plants trees to keep the environment clean. Okay, it is also necessary. Plants more and more trees. Then it looks after the grazing ground for cattle and take care of forest. Students, the cattle are the major source of income for the people residing in villages. They look after that place, and for the forest also. That the cut wood or the timber should not be cut for unlawful purposes. Then it is responsible for keeping the streets of the village clean and for the timely removal of garbage. Yes, the cleanliness is the most important work of any civic body. It may be municipality, it may be corporation, it may be village level panchayat. It maintains public libraries, parks and gardens. Students, we usually don't see this type of libraries, parks and gardens in villages, but the villages who do have this type of facilities, so it is, it is the primary responsibility of the village panchayat to look after the parks and libraries. It runs primary schools. It's true. It runs veterinary hospitals for animal. Students. Yes, some villages do have veterinary hospitals because there are a large number of cattle in the villages which people have kept for their source of income. So veterinary hospital is necessary part of the village panchayat. Then students, it maintains street lights. Yes, nowadays electricity has reached in every nook and corner of the country. So the maintenance of the street lights is done by the Gram Panchayat. Then students, it organizes fairs and sports in the villages. Fair means mela, and for the entertainment purpose, it is the responsibility of the village panchayat to look after it. It manages family welfare centers in the villages. It maintains graveyards and cremation grounds. Students, you know graveyards. Graveyards means samsan, where people are being buried. Okay, so that is the work of the panchayat also. Then it keeps a record of births and deaths in the villages. Students, the panchayat office keeps a record of the births and deaths of the village people. Okay, then it collects taxes. This is the most important thing. The amount of tax which is taken by the Gram Panchayat, that is being used as the welfare measure in the villages. And the last one, students, it executes government schemes for creating employment opportunities. Students, if the central government is launching some new schemes for the betterment of the people, so it is the primary responsibility of the panchayat, of the sarpanch, to implement in the villages. Okay students, then now sources of income. Sources of income. What are the different sources of income of the Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayats? The state government sanction its grants, so the money is being sent by the state government to the Gram Panchayat to implement different type of works. Sometimes the money also comes from the central government. Then it can levy taxes. Yes, it's true, as I have told you that it levy taxes from houses, from shops, and fairs. Fairs means mela. It charges registration fee on the sale and purchase of animals. Students, you know some in Hindi it is called mandi. Okay, animals mandis are there where it can collect also registration fees. It charges registration fees on the sale of property. If a person sells a plot or agricultural land, then it also collects the registration fees. Then student, it receives loans from people, it receives donations from the public. If somebody wants to donate, then it receives from the donations from the public. Now students will study about the importance of village panchayat. What is the importance of panchayat? The village panchayats are the basis of panchayat Raj system in a country like ours. The importance of these panchayats are highlighted above. Students, what are the different types of importance of the village panchayats? Students, let us start from the gram panchayats are very helpful in solving problems faced by the villages. Students, as I have told you, the government is there to help the people in every need of the hour. So the village panchayat is there to help the people in solving different issues. They give villagers the first lesson in the democratic process and teach them the method of participating in democracy. As I told you that Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat is the lowest level of the democracy. It provides necessary help to the people, and it encourages people to take part in the democratic process. So then, while solving their own problems, villagers learn to cooperate with one another. Yes, it's true. They try to cooperate with one another. Then panchayats instill in them the concept of self-help. They reduce the burden of the state government. Yes, a state government can't look the problems and issues of the village level people. Therefore, so there is the state village panchayats to reduce the burden of the state government. Burden means students, boj. They make the state government aware of the needs of the villagers, which accordingly prepare schemes for the benefit of the villages. There are village panchayats who know the need of the people of the panchayat, and they bring some of the schemes related to it. The panchayats are aware of the needs of the villagers, in the light of which they initiate moves to solve the problems of the villages. Students, when they know the different types of problems faced by the villages, they put forward the proposals to the state government, so they try to solve it at a larger stage. Students, then the Nyaya Panchayat. Students, Nyaya means justice. The Nyaya Panchayat. The Nyaya Panchayat is the judicial body of the village level. As I have told you, students, as there are courts to solve our disputes, so Nyaya Panchayat is there at the judicial body of the village people. No person can hold the membership of both the Nyaya Panchayat and the Panchayat Samiti at the same time. So there are some different members or different bodies, that is the Nyaya Panchayat and the Panchayat Samiti. Then students, the Nyaya Panchayats are of great importance for the weaker sections of the society, because they can't afford advocates, lawyers. So therefore there is the Nyaya Panchayat who solves their problems at the village level itself. They are economically cheaper and save people from unnecessary expenditure to go to the courts. Moreover, they settle disputes quickly and in the satisfaction of all parties. Students, they would try to believe their people at their village level, that is the Nyaya Panchayat. They won't go to the courts, so that makes them more easier to solve the problems at the village level. And it is economic also. They don't have to spend thousands and lakhs of rupees on a single case. Then students, we will study about the importance of Panchayati Raj. What is the importance? What is the importance of Panchayati Raj, students? why Panchayati Raj has been introduced in our country. So we'll try to learn that ever since the Panchayati Raj system began functioning in our country, there has been a political awakening in India. The gap between the people and the government has narrowed. When the central government didn't knew about what happened in the village level, when Panchayati Raj was not present, so now it has been narrowed. Means gap बहुत कम हो गया है. The welfare activities taken up by the panchayats have improved the conditions of the village people. And taking up the cause of education, they have established schools in rural areas, which has helped the people to study and go to a place and help them to reduce illiteracy. Students, then they have made the government aware of the problem of the rural areas and have compelled it to take an interest in the problems. Okay, students. Then the last students, in this chapter, the last subtopic is the women and panchayats. So, what is the topic all about? Students, one more thing you may know that the most significant development in the emergence of Panchayati Raj system is the participation of thousands and lakhs of women in it, or in the Panchayati Raj system. There are a number of panchayats in our country where block committees also, where women sarpanchs are there, and presidents have been performing their duties with distinction. Students, as I have told you that very high class graduates, very highly educated graduates, they leave their job, high paying jobs, and come to the village, their own village, to become the sarpanch, or the Jilla Parishad members, Jilla Parishad president, and to work for their betterment of the villages. That they know that how their villages should be developed. So therefore, not just men, women also have came forward to work for the betterment of the villages. Then students, then they take special interest in child welfare activities, health programs, and water management schemes. Okay, so because they have a inclination towards the children, therefore they take main interest in the child welfare activities, health programs, and water management system, and they have proved themselves to be a better sarpanch than anybody. And as you have seen in your village also, students, you come from villages, most of the students who come from villages, you may have seen women sarpanch and Jilla Parishad president, block committee member. Everywhere you can see the participation of women is increasing day by day. Then the Panchayati Raj system has in fact changed the face of rural India. Students, the last line, the Panchayati Raj system has changed the face of the Panchayati Raj system has changed the face of rural India. Next two students. Now students, the chapter has ended, and a new chapter which we have students. I have thought, I think that you would have understood. Students, by saying this, I bid goodbye to all of you. Students, please read the chapter very carefully while watching this video. Go through it. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me. Okay, students, goodbye for now. Have a nice day.